Hello, everybody. Looks like I have to reassign Uncle Doug's thing again. 'Cause he's
Come
not,
on.
it's not pre-selecting you. I think you're using a different thing
Thing.
from last week.
Camera thing.
Yeah. There we go. I'm getting a pretty hard echo over there, Uncle Doug.
Well, I was getting one of you last week, so near.
It might be your computer fan too. There we go. Sorry, guys. The thing decided to switch on me already, so you're looking at a blank screen there for like 10 seconds, unfortunately. Hi, Janet and Candy, Kathy, Glenna, Sherry, Connie, and Peggy. It's good to see you ladies in here with me. And Uncle Doug, how was your guys'
Hello.
weekend? Etc., etc. I am going to Chicago this weekend to a big indoor car show with my best friend. So I'm excited for the weekend. I'm trying to get this to be more clear, but it's looking really foggy, at least on my side. So
I think it's
hopefully
okay. It looks good on the broadcast, at least.
okay. Hopefully it looks good there because I can't see a dang thing on my laptop because it's all blurred out. Okay. Peggy goes, of course, Doug's got to be difficult. He's like, what the heck? What the
I mean,
heck?
what
That's
do I
fun.
do, Peggy?
Nothing. You just got an echo. All right. Well, we have a beautiful. Hold on. Let me bring this up a little bit more. A beautiful selection of jewelry. Candy said we look a little blurry too. That's what I thought. So anyways, hopefully I don't know what that's doing, but we have Fairytale Forest to go over today. We have a massive bracelet, 2 necklaces, and 3 pairs of earrings that we will be covering today. And while Uncle Doug's here on the screen, I'm going to show you guys the Big Loot giveaway, and then I'll show you a couple of the trivias, and then we'll pop Uncle Doug off.
Then you kick me to the curb again.
Yep. All right. So this is the Big Loot giveaway. You guys know the drill. You love react to the live demo for a chance to win the Big Loot giveaway. You must have an open order with vintageliveshop.com to claim. But usually these are claimed every week. It's not very often that we don't have a claimer on this. So lots of natural brass. There's some solid brass and art metal. There's some pewter plated pieces. There's a cute little necklace selection there. So lots of fun, cutesy things for you guys to make a bunch of stuff out of and sell. And then we have a few kits that we'll be showing today. And then we might do, depending on how fast each of these go, we might do another one. But leaf earring kit, some beaded roped jump ring kits for earrings, and then this pendant kit, which is super adorable. And we'll be offering those for trivia today. So stay tuned and we'll bring Uncle Doug back on when we do that. Well, my stream quality looks fine now, so hopefully it's caught up. All right, Uncle Doug, we'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Okay, you beautiful souls. Okay, good. You just have to be you. You're so funny, Peggy. All right. So lots of beautiful things to go over today. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown, couple close-ups, and then we'll dive right in. So this is bracelet number 1. I'll take the clasp off here. So this is really, really pretty bee bracelet. I used a big square blank that we're and then these really cool winged bracelet sides. So I wanted, the feeling was to extend the wings of the bee to make them look like they were coming off a bit more. And then we go into some jump rings and a Swarovski F20 wrap, which is super beautiful. And I made a post on Instagram about this piece. I goes, who needs chain? This is no chain at all, just a couple jump rings, an F20 Rivoli wrap, and then a clasp. So you don't even need chain for this one. There are a couple, so all the earring kits today are complete kits, but these two necklaces, they're in a sampler bundle. So you will get all the focals to make this. You'll just need to add your own chain and findings for these. And then same for this bracelet. It comes with all the focals and the crystals. All you need to do is add your own jump rings and clasp because the F20s and the Rivolis do come with this bundle as well. So there's a couple different buying options today. I wanted to see how you guys liked the single kits versus the combined kits, and then how you guys like the bundles, the bundle samplers with just the focals versus the complete kits with all your chain findings, etc., etc. So excited to go over that. This one's super pretty. I wanted to utilize the fern and then color match to that really beautiful cabochon wrapped with some filigree there on the back to the front. Looks amazing. Then we have this is like a little green girl design here. So we have a green girl bee, which those retail for 15 bucks a piece. So you'll want to get it while it's on sale, while we can offer it on sale, while we have the overstock. And then this is a tree of life, also by Green Girl. I have a photo of the back and the front of this piece so you guys can read everything in the listings on vintageliveshop.com. And then I thought the little bee typeset letter charm was perfect for this because it's a bee. The bee up there, the bee down there. So thought that was adorable. And then we have these mushroom earrings where we wrapped these spring leaves and used the hole that was existing in the blank along with the whole of the spring leaves component, painted and hammered that mushroom and attached that really beautiful Swarovski Rivoli up there. And then we have our Monstera pieces. These come silver plated, but I wanted to paint them green. See, you like that, Lisa? I did the front and the backs of these ones. And then you have your F20s and your Rivoli. And then these compass earrings, these will probably be coming home with me, but I mixed a couple colors together to achieve this really beautiful bronzy color. So I'm actually curious, what two colors do you think I mixed to achieve that like brownie bronze color? I'm curious to see what you guys think I have mixed together for that. And then I will show you what I mixed together during that demo. So put your guesses in. And here, we'll do this. Whoever guesses it right, I'll pull out we'll do like another little earring kit here. We'll do this earring kit for whoever guesses the two colors for this paint combination. And if nobody gets it, nobody wins the little earring kit. But I think it would be fun to do that along with the trivia. All right, so let's dive in. I'll explain all of the listings, and I do have the kits, the sampler bundles, and bulk packs available today. So we are covering all of our corners. I think we should start out with a couple. Maybe we'll do some of the bigger items first, and then we'll go into the faster items. So maybe we'll start with the big bracelet because that's probably the most time consuming, and I think it'll give us a good break in between doing our trivia. So let's do this bracelet first. I'm going to scoot these out of the way here. I'm going to bring up the bracelet sampler. I'm going to show you guys what's in it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a better angle of this bracelet because one, it's stunning. And two, if you're like up, super high, it's a little harder. I'm going to scoot my thing over here a little bit so I can get it a little bit closer down. But not sometimes, the angle you take your photos at is extremely important. So we'll give you a nice angle of the bracelet there while I'm pulling out the pieces that you're going to get in this sampler pack. So you are going to get the blank, the square blank for the base of the bee bracelet there. And then you're going to get a queen bee, also in natural brass, very detailed, super cute. You're going to get 2 of these patterned leaf blanks, also super adorable. You're going to get 2 of those F20s that you use to wrap your Swarovski Rivolis in. Actually, move those up there a little bit. You're going to get 2 of those 12 millimeter Swarovski Rivolis. Put that up there a little bit. Scoot this up a little bit too. There we go. As well as you're going to get 8 of these flat backs. 4 are going to be a little bit larger than the others. So I'm going to scoot those up here. 4 of those. And then you're going to get 4 of the other size. Bring those 2 there. Oh, let me grab just a couple of those out of my bin over here. You're gonna get 2 sizes. That actually might be the wrong size. I think it's the even smaller size for that one. Oh, no, maybe I am right. Yeah, it's those ones. Okay, so this is what you're gonna get in this sampler bundle here. Oh, also, you're gonna get the 2 washers. I can't forget that. So these 2 little flat washers here. All right, let's see. This is what you'll be getting in your kit or your sampler bundle. And that all of this stuff is good to make this big bracelet focal. I think the only thing you're going to need to add here would be your jump rings, your clasp, and 2 rivets, I think is all you need to add to this. And the sampler bundles are nice because it's saving you a little bit of money with me not having to add the jump rings in there or the chain in there or the clasp in there. So, which are probably things that you guys already have on hand. So let me know how you guys like those. Peggy says she's in love with the earrings. It's not scarab wing and sienna brown. It's not sepia brown and scarab wing either. For the brown color. I'll give you a hint. One's a metallic and one's like a normal color. So that's your little hint that I'm gonna give you. Get your bench blocks out and your rubber blocks out. We're gonna bring this up here a little bit more. Beep. Something like that. Because you're gonna need them. We're gonna hammer the crap out of this first. So I wanted it flat because it's easier to rivet flat, and just look at that texture that you get when you hammer it down. And this piece is a thicker, so you're really gonna have to take out any frustration that you might be carrying with your hammer, because you're gonna have to pound it and pound it. Move some of that stuff out of the way there. I use the larger hammer for this because it is a thicker piece. Give you a little bit more of an angle here. So I'm not gonna whack my phone. Move that too. Hammer it flat. I flip it over and hammer it from the other side as well, because your edges do pick up sometimes. So we just want to re-flatten those back out. Wish I could just like zoom this in from way. Actually, Jean and Ainsley, you'll have to tell me how you do that. How do you zoom in? Because it won't let me zoom in like anywhere on my iPad or my phone. And I'm curious how you guys have been doing that, because it would be very helpful for me. It's not verdigris blue and hematite. It's not iridescent green or sepia brown. I don't think anybody's gotten one of the colors yet. So not even one of the two. You're close, Lynn. Not sepia brown or metallic gold, Connie. Lynn's close, though. I use the phone to zoom in. Yeah, it doesn't let me do that. It just makes my whole switcher thing on my phone like blown up, but it doesn't. You have to give me a little crash course on that. Maybe I'm just a big old dummy that I can't figure out technology anymore. I'm getting too old. All right, that's looking good. Hammer it back a little bit so we're nice and straight. Then you're going to take your relief block to it. And we're going to bring out that texture. Yeah, it's starting to come out nice. It might be a setting in the stream that is different. Okay. We'll have to meet up about that, Jean and Ains, and see if we can get that working for me. All right, I'm gonna go around the edges now because I want the edges a little more brighter than the rest of it. Just really like to highlight those. That's looking pretty. Can definitely see the texture way better. Maybe I'll do a little bit more, but going like this so I can push way down. It's not earth and antique gold. So Lynn got one of the colors right. So she's close. Yeah, very pretty. All right. Going to need your bead too. I suggest pre-painting whatever colors. I use this same color, this nice like warm brown on the compass earrings. So guys are gonna have to hurry up and get your guesses in. But let's do a little tiny bit of painting here. I want to do something different. I did like a green gold brown for the bee, but I'm thinking we'll do something else here. I'm not huge on using purples. I think Jean said that recently too. Let's see here. Maybe I'll do like a bright orange, and I'm not a big orange person either. More like the yellow. Do like orange and metallic green maybe. See how those look together. Just want to do not like crazy detail painting, but just putting some of this in there. You guys know that I like to just spread my paint around a bit. So this is that metallic green that I'm splotting on in some places. It's not copper and hematite. It's not copper and verdigris blue or pale yellow. It's not brick red or sienna brown. You guys are close, but you're not quite there. That sounded a little redundant. You're close, but you're not quite there. Oh, okay. Here we go. You are back. Hi, Elena. Good to see you. I'm just going to spread some of this out. Metallic green is really pretty. And add a little bit of coral in here too. See what that does. I like experimenting with colors on the live and not doing it pre-done. It's not sepia and copper. It's not metallic copper and emerald. You guys are getting there, but you're not there yet. I don't want like a whole bunch of the coral in there, just a little bit. And pop a couple of these bubbles. Spread it around just a tiny bit. Actually, those two colors together are really pretty. I'm gonna soak some of this back up because it is laid down a little thick. And then I'll take the heat gun to it. I'm gonna pull it from the inside away from where my coral is so my coral moves a little bit throughout the wings there. Okay. That should be pretty enough. Take our heat gun to it quick. Pam won my little feather earrings here. There we go. That's the better side. Onyx and copper for the like aged browns, the aged bronze color. Good job, Pam. I'm gonna have to write your name on it so I don't forget. I think I need to add just a little more to, it's not coral. I mean, it is, but it's not this bright orange. Onyx and copper. Good job, Pam. Pam, Pam, Pam. I'm just going to add this to the little dots here and then let it spread out on its own. There's this here. Okay. Thank you. I wanted an excuse to order. Pam, you're so funny. That's a good excuse, though. You could sell those for at least what? At least $24, especially because they're painted. Good job. Proud. All right. So some scarab wing / metallic green, and then a little bit of that bright orange in there, which I think it's gonna be stunning once you get it all together. I'm gonna take the relief block to this a little bit, actually. Bring out some of those brass tones again. Hopefully this is dried enough. I guess I didn't really touch it to see, and some of those thicker. I need a, where's my other one of these? Oh, that one's pretty. That one's pretty toast too. Maybe this one might be my best bet. There we go. Now the brass coming back out. All right. Okie dokie. You're also going to want to hammer these out flat. Doesn't take much. It's a thinner piece. So you just hammer it a couple times All are encouraged. Encouraged. Yes, that is very, very true. Okay, so we need to get a couple hole punches in here, and I need to see which one of these I actually punched because I don't remember. Okay, so there's what, 6 crystals that aren't covering rivets, and then there are 2 crystals that are doing that. So it just depends on where you want this to lay. I wanted it to cover these long holes on either side, so I dropped my bee a little bit to ensure that those would be covered. And you can keep this little tail piece. I cut it off after I had already gotten everything riveted on, so I could make sure that the butt would be flush with the bottom of the square blank there. You could even do like a little iridescent paint, I think would be pretty on the square blank. Get it lined up and kind of look at it from the back too. Be like, okay, I can't see anything through it. That's pretty center. That looks good. For my marks here, you're gonna want to do this after you hammer, because before you hammer this piece, it's dapped. So if you punch your bee, I did this. If you punch your bee when the square is already dapped and then you're hammering it down, this becomes wider and then your holes won't match up with your wings. So just be mindful to pre-hammer everything flat so you're not messing up where your holes should be. So I think that's pretty neat. And then I need a hole punch here. And make sure this is lined up again. It's pretty good. Hold it tight too, especially while you're punching. So that way your piece doesn't move too much. Probably gonna hit it around here. One side. I'm holding it together nice and tight so it doesn't move too much. All right, looks like I'm still covered with all my holes. So that's good. I'm gonna put my other punch over here. Thanks, Nancy. So now you have your 2 rivet holes, which are then lining up with your big square holes on either side. Grab some RV020 or 040. RV040. Oh, by the way, I have some bad news for you ladies. So, the tiny hammers have since been discontinued from the supplier, so we actually won't be getting those in this week. We placed our order and everything, and then they're like, we're discontinuing these. We're not selling them anymore. We just took them out of our system, blah, 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 blah. So we're gonna have to find a new vendor for those tiny hammers. I'm so sorry, but you have to wait a little bit longer on that. Just a little update for you. You're gonna want to put your washer down on your rivet. This is also going to come down on your rivet. This you will be able to move a little bit, so keep that in mind. That it doesn't have to doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, square first, then this big piece. And then your bee. I might have to flatten out my bee a little bit. Nope, that's looking, that also, that's probably enough to rivet, but let me flatten this out just a little bit more. On this side. Just in case. I'm gonna do that to both sides because I already know that I might need a little bit more room. for that rivet. So I'm going to think ahead and get it flattened a little bit more. And then we'll see. There we go. That seems to be about right. All right. Let's get this flattened down into the rivet shape. I'm going to go with the 4-ounce hammer instead, this smaller version of the one that I had just used. And just be careful with your fingers and your nails. Get that hammered down nice and tight. All right, that seems pretty good for that side. You can do that same thing on the other side. You can pre-paint these too. Otherwise, just take a, maybe after the fact, I'll take a, or I think that color would be really pretty. So I'll mix that color. Then after I rivet this, then I'll use that same color I used on these and then the compass earrings for that portion. All right, let's get our washer on our other rivet. You're gonna take this and slide it into the wing area. Make sure you can still, get your hole there. With your rivet. It's looking good. Adjust it a little bit. You can adjust it before or after. I think I could do it with mine, but if I took my chain nose and just pulled this a little bit, I could adjust it. But it's a little harder to do it with just your hands. So let's get this one hammered down. Go like this for you guys. Now, so the reason why, just another note here while I'm thinking about it, because I know a lot of the time that we want to have the nice side of our rivet facing us, right? We want to see the nice side of the rivet. But when you're riveting pieces, be mindful. This has a dap. I don't want to get rid of that dap. I'm not going to hammer it like this from the back side. You could not do it, even like if you were to hang it off the edge, because you have to hammer here. So you will have the nice side of your rivet on the back and then hammer from the front because your piece is dapped and you're not gonna, you could maybe do it this way, but you still have this that you're gonna be fighting. It's easier to do it from the top. And then if you wanted to, you could paint over these rivets or you can glue the little flat backs to them as well. All right, so from this point, we're gonna make a bracelet bend. Actually, let's just mix these colors quick because it's easier to paint on a flat surface. So grab your metallic copper and your onyx, which I did have here, but I think that might be in my office. So good thing I have my AirPods with me because I can still talk to you as I go get those. But the metallic copper gives that bronzy look a very beautiful like red tone, and then the onyx is what deepens it, and you can use a little bit more of the onyx to make it darker or a little less to make it lighter. And I actually did have it was just in the wrong spot. Okay, I'm gonna grab these and a paint palette here so you guys can see the magic. Actually, maybe I'll just do it on a silicone mat or something. 'Cause all my paint palette things are all soaked up. I do have a mat down here. All right. Let's mix this color. We'll actually do it like a little. Have you ever seen the mixos? I'm a big fan of those. Hi, Rosie. All right. Just gonna set this on here so it doesn't slide. So we're achieving a really pretty brown color using metallic copper and black, which is onyx, as well, or you can do dragon wing. Amazon has it. Ooh, we'll have to do that. I think they're on Beadsmith. I think they're labeled as closeout. There's a couple different ones that you can do, but could have split those up a little bit better. All right. This is how I like to mix my colors, you guys. And get whatever that chunky piece is off. All right. Grab a bristle brush here. I'm a big fan of painting with the bristle brushes, though the silicone brushes are so easy to clean. I just love the way that the bristles feel when I'm painting. All right, I'm gonna take a dab and start mixing. So that's a nice, like a darker copper color. And take another dab of black, bring it over. We're getting there. Another dab. Remember, the less paint you use, the quicker that black is going to take over. Sorry. That was a little bit of a, there was less light there. Take another dab of black. Ooh, I'm almost there. I might just use all that black because I did put down quite a bit of copper. Ooh, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm just gonna mix that all. But if you wanna, if I would have mixed that all and I didn't want it to be this dark, that's why, or I would be a little upset. So that's why I always bring the color in until I reach what I'm trying to achieve. All right, I'm gonna paint this over top of the bracelet piece here. And then that metallic copper gives it the metallic flake too, which is super nice. Lay it on just a little thicker because there are a bunch of grooves in this piece. And then you can always use that relief block to bring that detail back out. I'm just going to paint around the bee because I didn't pre-paint my patterned leaves. I'm going to bring the heat gun to it right away. We'll do the other side. I'm going to remix that paint before I apply it. And then get that on. So you can use whatever, because none of these pieces in this bundle come pre-painted. So you can use whatever paint colors you want. I do have a bulk pack, a few bulk packs here. So that blank pack, that square blank that we used for this, that'll be cart 101, 6 pieces for $20 if you want the bulk version of it, which I've used this a couple times as well. You can view all that inspiration on vintagelifeshop.com in the product listings. There we go. And then I do have a bulk pack for the pattern leaves, the ones that I'm painting right now. Leaf pack, 10 pieces for $20. Cart 102. Those are also natural brass. I think we only sell the solid brass version on retail and wholesale, maybe. So this is the only place that you can get this natural brass version in the meantime until we get it added, if we want to bring it back to the site. Okay. Very pretty. We're gonna do our bracelet bend here using our big, pull this back off here. Using our big barrel pliers, these honkers. There we go. Bring this up a little bit. Actually, let's relief these before we curve them. Bring out some of that detail before I have to do it with a curve in it. Tell you what, it's easier to do it when it's flat. Okay, yeah, much better. Now you can really see that detail. And take these and do a nice bend down to the wing part. Do that on the other side. And then you're gonna put it on your wrist to gauge where you need to continue that curve. So I'm gonna go back down and I'm gonna go to the smaller size now and get those pulled down. On your wrist. I think I could go a little bit more here. There we go. Oops, that was on the bigger one. And I want to be on the smaller one. Yeah, that's pretty good. These little tabs here. So you can put a hole punch there. But instead what I did is I rolled them so then my jump ring could sit in there and give it a really pretty look. So I'm gonna take my round nose pliers here. Actually, skip the round nose. We're gonna go to these. These are a little bit easier to use. These are a little bit larger. You want a decent roll here because you want to fit that jump ring through. It's pretty good. I'll go in and close that a little better here in a moment. I do want to make sure that I get these rolled in pretty much all the way. That's looking pretty good. Schedule change, so you're late. Oh, no worries. No worries. All right, now I'm going to come in with these, make sure that it's tight all the way down and touching the inside so our jump ring does not come out. Let me grab my chain nose here and kind of just angle it in a little bit more on both sides. Ooh, baby, baby. And then from there, you can take your shears if you don't want this little part down there and just go flush with that square blank there. Hold your piece though while you're cutting it. That's looking pretty good. I did pull it down just a little bit, so I want to bring it back up just a little bit. And then you're going to take this, and you can squish it back down, and you're going to take your file to it and get that sharp stuff off. Make it flush with the square blank there. Run it with your fingers. Make sure it's not sharp. It's not going to cut you. Put it that way. Grab your Loctite. I use liquid. And then I just open up the cap, the whole cap. Take that off. And then I dip a little silicone brush in the bottle there. And then I'm going to put it over my rivets. The glue. That back on that side. And then grab some tweezers. I think these are the smaller ones. Oh no, I lost it. Ah! Oh, it went up here. Make sure that's glued on. Nice and tight. And same on the other one. Georgia. Right there. Push. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then add your jump rings. I used let's see here. This looks like a JR55 to a JR20 to your F20 wrap to a JR20 to a JR55 to a JR20 to a JR40. So JR20s, JR40s, and JR55s with a CLV 0003 clasp there on the end. And then you'll complete. That's so adorable. Don't forget, you guys, if you spend over $100, you can get something like this that I've made during the live today, or a little sample of something else, some chain I might send you. Just depends on what I got, what I'm feeling, what I think you may need. You can watch the replay, but you haven't missed too much. Yeah, just this bracelet. We've just made this bracelet so far, and we're about to hop into a trivia here. If Uncle Doug's ready and willing. Thumbs up. Thumbs up seems good to me. Let's bring Uncle Doug on for trivia. Hi, Uncle Doug.
Hello.
We're going to do this kit for trivia. It's a little pendant kit.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Looks like I could even make that.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Maybe I should win the trivia.
All right. Get me a slot set up for that view so that way they can see you better. I'm going to take that off. Ooh, I did forget to put up the bead pack, so I'll put that up now while Uncle Doug's getting ready. So I have the bee in natural brass and solid brass, but it's this big honker, 4 pieces for $22, natural or solid brass. Because I did have a bulk pack for that too, but I just forgot to put it up.
Okay, we ready for the question?
Yeah.
What is the longest running video game franchise of all time? What is the longest running video franchise of all time? Should be a pretty quick one here.
Well, that's a dead bee now, but considering the size of its stinger, I'm not upset. Peggy. I once was running barefoot outside at one of our other houses, and this was when I was a child, when I was young. And I was running on the gravel driveway because, like us country kids do, we run on gravel. And I stepped on a massive, like one of those big bees that looked like the bee that we were just using.
Okay, some
And
people are answering with a console over on Facebook. They're listing the console and not the game. But over on YouTube, we've got a winner, which is Sally Shade. Sally Shade guessed Mario, so it's Mario.
Nintendo is a franchise. It's not just a
Well, no, I'm saying
console.
Nintendo's the console. But anyway, Mario is the answer for it because Nintendo had all sorts of games, right?
Yeah.
So Mario. Good job, Sally.
Good job, Sally.
Want
Remember,
to
you
explain
must.
to Sally because Sally sounds like a new name here.
I've seen Sally's name.
Oh, have you? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry,
Um,
sorry, Shelly.
to claim these trivias or the Big Loot giveaway, you must have an open order with vintageliveshop.com to claim them, and we will ship them free in your order. So,
Get a little winner out here going.
yep. Good job, Sally. Do you have a doodle for Sally?
I will here.
I would have thought that too, Peggy. Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Oh, that was a fun one.
I love Pac-Man. There was a place that we had gone. What is it? There's an arcade place in Dubuque that there's a bar upstairs and then there's an like the whole downstairs is just arcade games, but there's a 4-man Pac-Man table down there. So everybody gets their own corner and they just go ham on each other.
Mhm.
I love it. I beat Ian. I beat Ian in racing too. It was Mario Kart.
Well,
I got bragging
back in the
rights.
day, long time ago, Wendy was a waitress at Eagle Ridge Inn in the
Uh-huh.
Galena Territory, and I would go to pick her up from work or just hang out a little bit because I didn't have anything to do in the nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had a little game room down there with a pool table, and they had a Pac-Man machine.
Oh, really?
As when Pac-Man first came out, and all we did was go swimming at the pool, play Pac-Man, and she would bring me down some kind of desserts from the kitchen, like
Oh, yeah.
brownies Diablo usually, which was a
Oh,
fudge brownie
goodness.
with vanilla ice cream. Just amazing.
Ah,
Those were the good old days.
right?
Okay, let me see if I can throw up a little picture here for Sally. Okay, here we go, Sally.
Some
Whoops.
tulips.
Yeah, some little tulips here.
Cute.
That must be a huge potter.
I know you can't see it over on YouTube, Sally, but we have a lot of ladies over here on Facebook that are saying congratulations. All right, we're gonna kick Uncle Doug off and then we're gonna get back to work.
Bye, everybody.
Woohoo! Sally got the pendant kit. Good job. And then Pam won the green earring kit. Love that. And then we'll have a couple more throughout the live today. But while we're at it, we may as well do the other. We'll do a necklace. The necklaces next because those are also pretty big deal. I am a big fan of these. So we're going to do those next here. Let me get up this bundle here and then show you what comes in the bundle, etc., etc. Our necklaces sampler. Thank you. Our necklaces sampler come with the focals for both of these necklaces. Cart 104 for $39. Then I'll bring out each of those as well. So this is another one of those. Just add your chain and findings. All the focals come with it. So for the green girl necklace here, you're gonna get the big pewter based bronze plated bee. It's a bead, a bee bead. Just super cute. It's got that nice larger hole, so you can thread leather through there. You can thread wire through there. Can thread a jump ring through there if it's a larger jump ring. Lots of different uses for the Green Girl bead bee, which retails for $15 a piece. I do have a bulk pack of that available. I'm putting that up on the screen now. That's cart 105, 3 pieces for $22. They retail for $15 a piece. So make sure you grab that bulk pack up. And then we do have another Green Girl item that's in here, and I do have a bulk pack for that as well. So this is the Tree of Life. It's beautiful. It's pewter based. It's gold antique plated. Bathe in all the tides of nature in all her streams and oceans at, does that say at all seasons? Something like that. And then signed and then GGS. Very pretty. So the side, it's not a super thick piece. It's nice and lightweight. That bulk pack will be cart 106, Tree of Life pack, 4 pieces for $22. And then we're going to have to bring out one of those big fat jump rings. This is that JR116 jump ring that goes in between there. And I do have a bulk pack for that as well. That will be cart 107, 24 pieces for $20. JR116, that is a natural brass jump ring. You're also going to get the letter B in this typeset natural brass letter. So that's going to be hung here, approximately. Super cute. And I do have a bulk pack of those. So this bulk pack for the typeset letters is going to be cart 108 when it wants to pop up. There we go. 26 pieces for $26. So you're going to get one letter or one of each letter in the alphabet. So there's 26 letters, 26 pieces, $26. You're getting them for $1 a piece. I think these retail for about $3 a piece. So what this would make this pack at least a 75 to 78 retail. So when you're getting it for 26, I think that's a steal of a deal. I know a couple people have bought in a few packs already. So those are super nice, especially if you just want to throw something personalized on there. Whether it's like a first and last initial or 2 first initials, so on and so forth. These little typeset letters are really fun to use for those because people love personalized stuff. So that's what you're going to be getting for the bee necklace there. You're getting the 4 main components, and then you'll add your own jump rings, chain, so on and so forth. And then for the other pack here, or for this necklace in this pack, you're going to need this filigree cart 109. So this is coming in this pack, but if you want a bulk pack of it, it's 5 pieces for $24. Cart 109. It's a natural brass, like window filigree. This is the back. Very beautiful. It would be a stunning bracelet focal. So you can put it on. Oh, could you imagine, you guys? Like, hold on. That is a bracelet without the fern. You have like a matching bracelet and necklace. Would be super cute. So you want to grab one of those because that's absolutely stunning. I'm a big fan. You're also going to get one of these ferns, which I also have a bulk pack for. That'll be cart 110, 5 pieces for $20. I believe Mackie designed this. Pewter based, silver plated, lots of texture in there. And it's textured on both sides. So this could hang either way, left facing or right facing, which is super amazing. And these would be stunning earrings as well. So you're going to get one of those in the Sampler bundle pack. You're going to get the other filigree. that you'll need for this. I'm running low on the bulk versions of this filigree. Cart 111, 4 pieces for $20. You will get one of these in the bundles, but if you want a bulk pack of it, it is available. But there are only a few left, and I have used this piece a few times. And then you're going to get that really pretty vintage cab. It's like a yellow, orange, ambery. Beautiful. And it's textured, which is even cooler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's all the pieces. So you're going to get all of these components here. These are your main focals for those 2 necklaces. And then I'll bring that bundle back up on the screen. The necklaces sampler for $39. Grab it up. How big is the opening on the filigree? Let's see, Peggy. I do have my caliper on hand. So we're going to say about 18 by, I go like right in the middle here because I want the biggest. 18 by 10.75-ish. So I would say like 18 by 10 or 18 by 11. 11 might be stretching it a little bit. Let's measure my cab here. So a 12.6 by, there we go, by 17.6 cab I got to work in there. So do what you may with those measurements. And then let's get into construction. So we'll start on this necklace first, and then we'll go into the other necklace because this necklace is going to go by super fast. For paint here, I added some moss to make it look like there were some green leaves on the tree, and then I added some of the amber yellow to darken up that gold a little bit, and then use those same colors on the bee above. But I think I'm going to assemble this without it being painted. So I just took my, just to kind of show you what I did here. Or maybe I'll just do the moss paint. I won't do the bee or the orangey color, but I do want to show you how I did the moss here. Which is olive green in the antique line, but it's also moss. So whatever line you will have. So I dipped my brush in, which I'm doing over here off to the side. And then I'm just gonna do some taps on the branches here. I'm not going like full coat because I want it to look leafy, but not like overly done. Some just green leaves in there. We're just doing a couple spots there right off the branches. And then I will use my heat gun quick. And I think I have a little extra of this leftover paint over here that I'm just gonna splatter on. This is that copper onyx or copper black mix. Since I have it left over, I might as well use it. Make it a little more earthy toned. But it is really pretty. I'm a big fan of this metallic-y, bronzy brown color. Do a little bit of that. You can add a little bit on the trunk here and on the branches to add some brown up there. Make it a little more realistic. I don't want to cover up too much of that green, so I'm just spritting it around in there. Heat gun. You're welcome, Peggy. Jean's gonna make this. You should. Take it to the relief block a little bit. Yeah, it's looking good. All right. Take your big fat jump ring. Open that up. Slide her through the big hole in the bead. The B bead. Oh, grab my other chain nose here because this one's a little harder to close with the thicker jump ring. Beautiful. Ooh, I hung that upside down, I think. I did. Hold on. Oh no, it was just kidding. I just need to flop it down. That's why. I was like, why does that look weird? All right, so JR116, you'll add your own JR40. I do have one on hand here, so I'll do that. String your B, which you also take that to the relief block so it shines up that letter a little bit so it's easier to see. Yeah, much better. Ooh, this is not closed all the way. Not up to my standards. That's better. Take that B, string that on your jump ring, take your tree to life, string that on your jump ring, and then string that jump ring to your other jump ring. Close. And then you have your pendant. From here, I went from the back because the front has these little grooves which your hole punch can fall into. I didn't want my hole punch to fall into those grooves, so I punched back to front. And I went up nicely in a corner, punch. Pewter's really easy to punch. I know somebody said that there was a piece they had recently bought from me that was pewter, and they didn't realize how easy pewter is to punch holes through. Do that on the other side. And then that's where you would hang your other jump rings and then connect your chain. So that's that necklace. And we could probably do another trivia. Are you up for another trivia, Uncle Doug? Okay. Bring him up here. Take this down while we're... Hello.
Hello.
Isn't that super duper cute?
That is really nice. I didn't even think about wearing that.
We will do the blue colored feather earrings for this next trivia.
And here we go. In what city would you find the famous landmark Christ the Redeemer statue?
Where's Lisa?
I know, right?
Where's Lisa? She'd get this one right away, I bet.
In what city would you find the famous landmark, the Christ Redeemer statue? When I read the question, I was like, "Oh, I know that," and I had it wrong. I had the country right. I just had the city wrong.
Sure.
Whew, Kathy, like lightning.
Did she get right?
Oh yeah. That, what was it? Alex Trebek show.
Good job, Kathy.
Why can't I think of that show?
These are super easy to make. These were packaged a long time ago, so I know you're seeing some ERO 6s in there that we don't have yet, but you're getting lucky. You're getting a couple of those in there, and then a couple of jump rings that I think are already attached to the feathers. So all you have to do is attach a jump ring to an ear wire, and this kit's complete. Remember, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com to claim. You ready to show your doodle?
Yeah, everybody's in on this really quick, right? But not quite as quick as our winner.
To be notified of these live events and classes, text LIVE live to 855-948-2148. Reminders are sent 5 minutes before the event begins. We do that for our pre-orders, for our live events, for our masterclass events, you name it.
Jeopardy. Yeah, I couldn't. My mind just like numbed up. Thank you, Kat, over on YouTube. Jeopardy. Yeah, it would be fun to sit with Kathy watching Jeopardy, or maybe
Oh,
not.
yeah.
She'd have the answers really quick.
Or like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. So in honor of her quickness, this happens to be Opposites Day.
It's a snail. That's so
This
funny.
opposites.
I love it.
Congratulations, Kathy. Well done.
All right. We'll see you when you get over here, Uncle Doug. How fun. I love these little trivias. Kathy's so good at trivia. I swear she wins like every week. The chain that I used is the gold-plated bar chain for this, by the way. And I think it looks stunning with these green girl pieces. And I doubled it up. So there's 2 strands on one of the jump rings, and then it goes up into another jump ring and a clasp. Thanks. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, so that's enough for our bee necklace. Now we're getting into the other side of the bundle, which is this necklace. So I'm gonna bring that bundle back up. And we need to do a little bit of construction and a little bit of painting. And then I'll show you about this infinity ring here that I used as well. So let's do a little bit of painting here on this leaf. Fern leaf. You're gonna grab some amber yellow and some moss. And then I think I also used a little bit of that copper onyx mixture over top. Just a little bit, just to antique it. So moss and amber yellow. I'm gonna put my colors here off to the side. Instead of on the screen, it seems to be a little bit easier for me to work that way anyway. All right, bristle brush. Grab one of those babies out. And dry that off. Missed the trivia. I was shopping. Aw, good thing we have more. Peggy says this necklace is dreamy. What do you guys think? I think so too. All right. So I'm going to come in with my moss first. This is going to give it like a grainy undertone. A little bit of that yellowy action once we get the amber yellow on top of it. I did paint this front and back on the original piece, so I'll try to do that. Use the heat gun. as I'm applying because I want this to be just a little bit thicker in here. Pull up on that loop. All right. And then a little bit of moss on the back. We're gonna top it with the other colors. Let's get a heat gun back out. So nice quick base, and then usually while my heat gun's on, I'll come in and add a little bit more where the color has separated from the piece. It's looking pretty good. Then you're gonna come in with your amber yellow. Ooh, you'll have to share it with us in DIY Vintage, Kathy. For sure. We're coming in with that amber yellow. We're going to do that a couple times. You want to coat the front and the back. Like Lisa says, the wind can blow your piece. It's nice to have both sides colored, especially if they're earrings. I know we're working on a necklace right now, but earrings are a little more important when it comes to doing the front and back painting. Can do the sides too. Usually I wait until the end because that's the time where the front and the back is dry, and then I can hold it and get some of those sides painted in. Looks good. Then you're going to take that onyx and black mixture. I'm going to see if what I have over here is going to work for it. And you're just going to like antique it very lightly, bring your brush to the piece with the paint on. This one's a little less ready. I should have remixed and put a little less black in this one, but that copper, that metallic copper is where you're getting that nice red tone. So maybe I'll add a little bit of that copper on top. We'll see. But that's looking very pretty anyway. Where's my add a little bit. And then brighten it up just a little bit. All right. Here we go. That's the red that I'm looking for. So just a tiny bit of that metallic copper color if your mixture ended up a little too dark. All right, that looks good. You can take your relief block to it. And you don't have to paint it either. You could keep it silver, but I've been trying my hand at painting a little bit more. Hi, Belinda. Good to see you too. Ooh, I like the silver popping out of this though. This one's a little more relief than the other one. Yeah, I like it. It's a little more texture. All right, to your filigree piece here from back to front. So put your punch in the back of your piece in this hole. And then, sorry, I just had to forward somebody to voicemail because They wanted to try and chat, and now my view up here is not working. Thanks, Riley. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this switched back here. Ooh. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yep, I'm blacked out right now. I don't know if I can fix that from here. Well, let me try and get this backed out and then back in. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I got a mid call, mid live, and it just made everything go black. All right. Now, back to what I was saying. Our filigree here, you're going to want to punch from the back to the front because it's easier because it's dapped. So we're going to put our hole punch right in that little divot hole. It's going to give you the perfect punch. So you're not going over either side. Perfect punch. Could you imagine trying to punch it from this way? With it being domed, your chances of going over the edges is way higher. So I suggest that you punch back to front, specifically for this piece. Now you have your hole punches. So this little infinity ring down here, amazing. And I wish I would have used this for my compass earrings, and I'll show you why. But you know sometimes how your earrings won't lay right unless you add 2 jump rings because depending on where the loop's facing. So these here, I have these in bulk packs too, and you're for sure going to want to get one of these. They're not offered on retail or wholesale. They're infinity rings. These were a Bella exclusive for our charms. Here we go. 50 pieces for $20. It's an infinity ring. So you have your hole there and your hole there. Cart 112. And this is nice. So if I had a normal jump ring, right, just one, this connection would not work. I would have to add another jump ring up here in a figure 8 manner to make this work. So the figure 8 jump ring prevents the need from doing 2 separate jump rings. And sometimes here, so you can have a lot of movement, right, with 2 jump rings like this. But if I were to switch this out, because this can also like twist this way and this way. You switch this out for, actually, instead of doing that, I'll do it on this here. And where's that little figure 8 thing? So we would open it like this, slide your piece on. This is the way I should have done it, but I just wasn't, I made this necklace after those earrings. So the thought didn't even occur to me until after. So you have your loop there on the bottom, and now it's attached here, but this is one piece. It's not 2 separate pieces. So your movement's going to be very limited. And then you take your jump ring or your ear wire here, and then you slide that on, close that up, and then that's your top piece versus the 2 jump rings there. So there's 2 different ways, but these infinity jump rings are a must have, at least to try them out, because they can save you a lot of like back and forth with your product flipping if you're using 2 jump rings, because this will keep it pretty stationary. So I'll put that off to the side, but I did want to show you guys that. So there is an infinity ring down here. This is not included in this pack, in this bundle. So you'll want to get a bulk pack of those infinity rings. That's what's connecting this bottom portion, and we'll do that connecting later. But now we need to look at what we got for our cab here. So our cab is pretty like lifted off the back here, so that's where this filigree comes in. But what I did is I took my chain nose pliers and I lifted up the inside of this cab and kind of bent it at an angle, like bent the angle down. So then this part was lifted and it gives me just a tiny bit more of an opening, enlarges that opening a little bit more by doing this. So my cab will sit a little bit better, which that's so stinking pretty. Didn't get the Carter message. For what? The infinity rings? You put it in your comment, right? That is strange, Candy. That is really weird. If you can't order them through Carter, just go to the live shop and get those on order. I do have a decent stock, so don't feel like it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like limited on time. Like if you'll have a little bit of time if you want to stay during live and then go buy those after the fact. All right. That's looking beautiful. Which I'll bring it down a little bit so it's not like peeking holes. Gonna use this filigree. I think I one point flattened it out a little bit. So I'm gonna flatten it first. Not like too much because I did push these in at one point, but I do want to get some of these a little more, just a little more flat on the sides. I'm gonna leave that there in the center for now. Okay, and then where's my dapping block? I also used my wooden dapping block for this because I needed to give it a little bit of a curve. Because my cab does have a curve to it. Yep, that's looking pretty good. I might go a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. Pull that out. I couldn't tell you, Rosie. Maybe Jane could. All right. So our 4 points here are coming to the 4 points. You can see where we wrapped it over top of the filigree there. So we're gonna set our cab in the center of our diamond filigree. And then I'm gonna have to move some of these out a little bit. So I'm gonna bend this out. Oop, and just launch my cab on my lap so it falls on the ground. Oh shoot. Oh, looks like I have a backup. I'll find that one later. I will find that one later. That's not a let's sit on the ground type of cab there. Nope, we'll grab that ASAP. All right, that's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of shift this or shift these out a little bit so I can ensure that I get these wrapped in good. 'Cause, yeah, that's going to be pretty good. I will adjust my cab as I go. I'm going to start bending this up here and I'm going to shift it into this little notch because I need my other notch here to go in the same place. And bend it out and up. I'll do that same thing for the two bottom ones. I'm not squishing anything yet. I'm just getting everything in place. Just gonna do a tiny push down there. Get it back on the other side. And remember, my cab's just hanging out in there, just free flowing. So if it falls out, it falls out. But it's not a big deal because you can slide it back in. All right. So that's a pretty good start. I want to make sure that my cab is lined up a little bit better. I'm going to start pushing it down once my cab's lined up. So it's not like free floating like too much. I'm going to squish these down a little bit on each of these corners here. Okay. And then from the back, this is what I did. You're going to love this. Hopefully it works. I'm putting my cloth down first because my cab, you can, feel it from that side. So I don't want to like push it down too much. I'm going to take my chain nose and there's space here, 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 and here that I'm going to just pop down with my chain nose. Pop down. Watch close. Pop down. One more time. Pop down. That's going to get you in a really good position. And it's going to stay nice and secure. Make sure that these are all nice and tightened up. Since we did pop those, I'm going to grab at it from a couple different angles to see if I can get it scooched in any more. That's looking good. Oh, I could do a little bit here. So I'm going to pop that in just a little bit more. Okay, that's looking good. And then we're going to attach I could do a little pop here. Hold on. Could feel it. All right, one more. Oh, yeah. All right. You're going to take that infinity jump ring. And we're going to open that up. Slide that onto the bottom of our filigree there. Close it. Open the bottom side now. String your fern. Close. And then that's your pendant. Which it's not as hard as what, it may seem like. It's pretty good. And then at the top here, I used a JR40, and then I used CH10 gold plated into 2 JR45s and a CL0003 clasp. So I think that was a pre-made necklace that I had found that I just strung onto the jump ring there because I thought it looked really good. And then if you wanted to, you could even color match this chain a little bit. And then with some of that paint. So if you wanted to take some of that, I would maybe do that antique copper mixture, the antique copper and black, and then just do some antiquing to the chain. But other than that, I think it's absolutely stunning. Like the girls need a good support in the end. Love the pop down. That made an awesome pendant, gorgeous pendant. Thank you, you beautiful ladies. Thank you, thank you. But I do think it's important that you guys get those infinity rings. They're huge. They make a massive difference. So one more time, I'm going to go through these listings and then we'll bring Uncle Doug on for another trivia. So that filigree pack, this filigree frame. Oh man. 5 pieces for $24. Natural brass, cart 109. Love that. Then you have that filigree pack, which is the backing portion of this pendant. Cart 111, 20 pieces for $4. Or 4 pieces for $20. I said that wrong. I was looking at the 20 and then the 4. Cart 111. So need that. I think. Oh, and then the fern for this piece. And I love this fern. Think once again, I think Mackie is the one that designed this fern. Pewter based, silver plated, cart 110, 5 pieces for $20. Super stunner. It would be really pretty with antiquing the chain. For sure, Lynn. Hi, Janet. You'll have to watch the replay. I think we did all of our hard ones, all of our harder necklaces and bracelets first, and now we're gonna go into some trivia, and then we'll get into our earrings. You ready, Uncle Doug? Ah, welcome back.
Thank you. There's
All
another
right.
easy trivia. And
Huh?
I guess good thing Cappy's already got her win in.
Yep. You're not allowed to ever run out of these infinity rings. I totally understand, Peggy, and these will be added to retail and wholesale for sure. I can't believe I haven't done that already. It was just like one of those bins that I keep looking at where I'm like, I know I can use this right now, but I think I want to wait. I think I want to wait. But they're finally here.
Are we ready?
Ready for trivia. This is a roped, like a beaded roped ring earring kit. So you put all these little beads on the eye pins there, create wrapped loops, attach them to those rings, and then your ER40s are in there for your ear wires.
This should go pretty fast.
Okay.
What is the longest running Broadway show in history?
Lisa was cheating on us. She was having lunch today instead of joining the
Uh-oh.
live.
Uh-oh.
Lisa, we had a trivia that I thought was very fitting for you.
Yeah, it was the Christ Redemption. What was it? The statue in Rio?
Yeah. But Lisa, I know she'll definitely watch the replay because we did all the harder designs right up front, and then we'll be ending on our really pretty, easier earring designs.
So how are we doing with our answers? Let's see what comes in here. And it looked like, oh, so close. Let's see. Looks like Janet Dobbs Wolf is the first respondent with the answer over on Facebook.
Good job, Janet.
Phantom of the Opera.
So Janet wins the super cute earring kit. So once again, you'll string these beads onto these head pins, create wrapped loops, attach those to your rope jump ring, and then add your ER40s, and those are done. They're super cute. Good job, Janet. And then I'm sure Uncle Doug's
Cat over on YouTube was pretty close too, but Janet did get hers in first.
Sure. Uncle Doug's gonna get a doodle for you, Janet.
Got a little doodle, just got to sign a name to it now.
Woohoo! So he's gonna get that up there, and then I think we'll take it easy on this next design. We'll do the Monstera earrings first, and then we'll probably go into the mushroom earrings and then the compass earrings, depending on how I feel. All right.
Okay. This is one of our favorite pieces in vintage, but it doesn't look like this unless Corey paints it.
Oh, a dragonfly! So pretty.
See, that's my iridescent.
It looks good. It does.
Right.
It looks good. I like that color combo there.
All right, coming over.
Okay, bye. All right. Here we go. Oh, Janet goes, woohoo, thank you. I got here just in time to win the trivia, and I'm going to get those infinity hoops, those infinity jump rings. Those are a must have, I'm telling you. If there's anything you're going to buy from the live shop today, it has to be those infinity rings for sure. All right, here we go for the Monstera earrings. So these do come in a complete kit if you want the complete kit. So everything that you need to make these earrings come in this kit, from the ear wire to the filigree to the leaves to the jump rings to the crystals, you name it. Everything you need to make these earrings come in this kit, cart 113. And for the bundles, I was very, very like, you need to know that you have to add your own chain and findings for the bundles. So I put those in like all caps and bold in the product listing so you guys will know the difference. And then earring kit or necklace kit is going to have everything, but the samplers and the bundles will not have your chains and findings. So in the kit, you'll get 2 of the Monstera leaves, 2 of the JRV 40s, 2 of the F20s, 2 of the 12 millimeter Rivolis, and 2 of the ERV 026s, which are your ear wires. Otherwise, I do have bulk packs. So I'm going to put the bulk pack up for the Monstera earrings first, or for the Monstera leaves. 4 pieces for $20. Cart 114 if you wanted the bulk pack. These are pewter based, silver plated. The back is smooth, totally smooth. And then the front has some divots in there, some texture. So you can essentially wear these either way, whether you want the smooth or the textured front. All right, bye, Candy. See you later. Okay, so for this combination, I used, I think it was emerald green. Yeah. emerald green, and then a little bit of the iridescent gold, which you'll see here if I'm like reflecting it. So emerald green, iridescent gold, and like a tiny of that bright green, which was to help color match with this crystal here that's at the top. Let me grab these out. I'm gonna shake those up pretty good. So emerald and bright green, and then some iridescent gold there at the end. So we'll get this one of these painted up. I'm not gonna paint both of them, just one of them. Just one. Get my brush dried off. Can add a little bit of moss in there too if you wanted some more color variation. And then these do come with jump rings. I switched out the jump ring to match the goldy tones instead of the silver tones. The antique paints, especially on plated items, they like to spread and disperse, but they also like to collect. So you'll see that I'm bringing my paint all the way to the edge, but it's pulling itself back in to the center. So how to fix that from happening is I use my heat gun at the same time that I'm painting. So you see how this was all the way at the edge and now it's pulled there in the center. So I just do my heat gun on low as I'm painting, and that helps it adhere and not move in as fast. And then you can also score, like do a light etching, or like a relief to it, so the surface isn't as smooth. But I do like that it pulls a little bit because it gives it a unique, like planty, leafy texture. Get it there too. All right, that's good for that. Add a little bit of that bright green for some variation. You just add some in those lighter spots. I might need to pull a little bit more. I didn't dump out very much on my silicone mat over here. Now let me put a little bit more. And what's nice about using this lighter bright green over top of the dark green is that the light green is going to look super, super light over the silver portions that did not get covered by the dark green. So it gives it a lot of variation. Love that. Pretty. I'm gonna stop there with my bright green probably. I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit more. Need to add a little bit on this side. There we go. So it looks like a real Monstera. Oh, green scrubby sponges. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So iridescent gold is what I used on top. But there it is. Like I was having a hard time finding it, but I found it. Of course, it's clogged. So I'm going to use an eye pin or a head pin to shove down in there, get my paint flowing. And then I'm not drying off my brush in between my green paint and my iridescent gold paint. I'm just continuing what's on there and adding a little bit of that gold flake. So when it reflects, you get that gold sheen. A little bit more of that. Beautiful. Dry that off. Take the heat gun to it. Beautiful. So you got your gold reflecting, and then when you're looking at it from like this direction, it's like light and dark green, and then gold reflect. Light, dark green, gold reflect. Love it. You guys know how to do F20 wraps, but let's just do it. So I'm gonna come in, one of those on either side. Pop this there in the center. I need to see it a little bit better. This is where that zoom would come in handy. I'm going to fold down both of those tabs that I folded up. Or just usually I'll come back in on either side. I need to push this down a little bit though. There we go. Just cinch it in a little bit. Just be careful of your fingers. And then I'll come back on top and push down. Make sure we're nice and secure on either side. Oop, I pushed it back up. Oh well. That'll be fine. This comes with a jump ring already attached. I switched it out for the JRV40, which you will get in the complete kit. Otherwise, if you get just the bulk packs, you can do that. Slide your jump ring on. Close. And then you attach your ear wire there at the top. I use the ERV026s. It's that solid brass ball ear wire. And then if you wanted to, you could do, if you got the bulk pack, and do a matching necklace and earring set. Cute, 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 cute. LOL, I was not familiar with this leaf plant. Thought it was a palm. You could probably say, I mean, you could potentially say that, but it's a Monstera leaf, which I love Monstera plants. They're so beautiful. That plant was growing in my house, you would have to add different shades of brown to stimulate or to simulate my neglect. Your poor plants, Lisa. I'm a big plant girl. I love plants. I have plants all over my house. And I have them in my fish tank too. So I'm like propagating out of my fish tank. So all the roots are like growing down into like the gravel and stuff. And then the plants are coming out of the top of my fish tank. Fish poo water is great for plants. You don't need to get fertilizer at that point. Look at that combination. Aren't they gorgeous? All right. So that's for those. I think I have one more trivia left, so I'm going to hold off. We're going to do these earrings quick because that was a fast one. And then we'll do our last trivia. And then we'll do our last earrings. And then we'll do our big loot giveaway. So we're almost there. We're almost done. Okay. For our mushroom earrings, these also do come in a complete kit. Cart 115. Everything from the crystal to the ear wire to the leaves to the mushroom to the jump rings to the filigree. Everything you need to make these earrings comes in this earring kit. Cart 115. 12 pieces for $20. Aren't those beautiful? Yeah, I want to show you guys the paint. Paint's a little hard to see unless you're a little more up close. That's so pretty. Some some red that turned pink because I used white too, and I'll show you guys that technique in a minute. But I love, 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 love these. I think they're so beautiful. All right. So you're going to start out with your mushrooms. You're going to get 2 of those blanks. I do have these mushroom blanks in a bulk pack. They're so cute. It'll be cart 116 for the natural brass mushroom blank. You could do these in either direction too, because it is a blank. So it's not a big difference between the front and the back. They're both smooth. You might get like a little bit of a border on the back side, but other than that, you could switch them either way. So their little stem there is facing either direction. I think they're so cute though. But I'm pretty sure this is the front side. So grab the bulk pack of mushroom blanks because I don't think we offer this on retail or wholesale either. The mushroom blank. Get them while they're on sale. Because in the case that we do add them to retail and wholesale, by the time I do that, we get everything packed out into the bin, these might not be available on the live shop anymore. So, be mindful of that. Some of the items that are exclusive to live shop may potentially be added to retail and wholesale, and that might take out all the overstock. We might be able to do all the packs in one bin. So just letting you know that these might not be available for super long if we do add it. Of the morels, yes. And guess what? It's almost morale season. So give these or let your morale hunting ladies get some cute, cute earrings. So after the mushroom there, you're going to need your spring leaves pack. I do have that in a bulk pack as well. Cart 117, 14 pieces for $20. I used to have these in solid brass, but no longer. So you can only get them in natural brass on vintageliveshop.com. Otherwise, you can only get them. There's someone here, Uncle Doug. They're ringing the door. Up top building. I just got a notification. I don't know if it's a delivery, if there's someone coming to look at the building or something, but the natural brass spring leaves you can get in solid brass on retail or wholesale, but not natural brass. And you can't get solid brass on vintageliveshop.com, only natural brass. So these will potentially also be added to the site as well. And then your F20s and your 12 millimeter Rivoli wraps. Okay, see you soon, Stephanie. Have fun at your appointment. Ooh, good idea, Lisa. Good idea. All right, let's get into construction here. Gonna hammer the crap out of this blank because this is a little bit smaller of a piece and less thick than that big bracelet blank that we hammered earlier. So we use the 8-ounce hammer to hammer the bracelet blank here, but we're using the 4-ounce hammer for these. And then I'll go in with a little 2-ounce hammer, the one that we can't get anymore. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do this one so you guys get the same look. Use the rounded side of your hammer. That's how you're going to get those little round hammery dots. I do those all over, but I didn't do them. So you'll see here, I did not hammer this bottom stem. I only hammered the top. But I'm going to hammer the whole thing this time so you guys can so you guys can see what it looks like with like a half hammered look versus full hammered look. Beautiful. Hammer from the back so it gets re-flattened back down. Love it. All right. Grab your relief block because this is how you're going to make the texture come out. So you guys can see it in the reflection, but it's a little hard to see it until you're putting it on the block here. So This is before. Okay, I'm gonna bend this out a little bit. So these edges are coming up just a little bit. I'm gonna bend them away. Just a little bit, just enough to be able to catch the relief block here. Was, was there a package?
No, the assessor.
Oh,
I know the things.
I was like, the road assessor? What assessor are we talking about?
Come around every 4 years to see if you actually like add on to the building, stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
Which you didn't get goodies from Jan.
Yay. So your guys' Bohemian Twilight order should be going out tomorrow because I just got Jean's package. Right, Jean? That's what I thought. You. So there's a lot of these. This is after. There's a lot of product where I'm finding it, and when I'm looking it up to see the retail and looking at the costs and things, I'm surprised at the things that we do have in solid brass but don't have in natural brass and vice versa. I was like, why is this not on retail or wholesale? This mushroom blank, or like there's 5 other blanks here that we don't have on retail or wholesale. And like I think these pattern leaves, you can only get them on solid brass on wholesale and retail, but not natural brass, and they look really great in natural brass. There's a lot of things that I've been making a list, Jean, of things and samples that I'm going to send you in a big bag that says add to web. So that way we can get all that taken care of. But I am working on a massive list for you on the products that I have noticed while doing the lives. All right, grab some white paint and grab some crimson red, Peggy's favorite. Wink, wink. Wink, wink, wink. I noticed that when I hammer with the rounded end that I have a tendency to drag the hammer. So, if you hammer like this, if you put your finger on the top, it gives you more control, Peggy, if your hammer slides. So, if you keep your finger on the top instead of, holding your hammer from way back here or, way up here, stabilize it with your finger on top and you won't drag. There are some things where that drag technique I have used, and I have said, like, you have to use the drag technique on this and like showed them that. But if you put your finger up there, it gives you more control on where your hammer is ending up hammering. All right, grab a little bit of paper towel. This one's a paper towel only. Paper towel only. We're gonna shake up our white first. Peggy's laughing at me over there. She knows that red's her favorite. Or I know that red's her favorite. Maybe she just doesn't know that red's her favorite yet. All right. We're gonna do little dabs of white. So if you put a little bit too much on, just use a different side of your paper towel to dab some of that back off and make it a little lighter. But I just wanted it ever so hinted that I have some white on here. I want that big thick piece off. There we go. Just little. You can use your little. You can do a little bit of finger painting here. A little bit of white. Not too much, but enough. That looks pretty. Maybe just a little bit up there. Actually, your finger works pretty good for this. So if you don't mind a little bit of paint on your fingers, that's pretty good. All right. Right on top. You're welcome, Peggy. Oh, that might have been too much even. I mean, like the smallest amount of red on top of your white. Tiny. Just very tiny. And just doot in some of these spots. Which I probably should have put it a little bit more on top of my white because I'm feeling my white on my finger. And pull some of this off. So I don't want it super deep, but I want it like a nice in between, like pink and red color, like a fuchsia-y. I know we have fuchsia, but it doesn't quite get this like tone that I'm looking for if I use just that. So that's looking pretty. You're going to take your relief block to it again. 3D with sunlight and shade. Oh, yes. Right up there with that copper owl. Oh, yes, Peggy. Yes, yes. I think one day, you might love the owl and just love red paint. But until then, I'm going to keep finding reasons to use it. And then that way we can find a good reason for you to love it. Yeah, that's looking cute. It's looking super cute. All right. This one's a little bit more whitey than the other one. That's okay. We're going to put our leaf on top of our mushroom blank. Let me get you a good angle here. Move that out of the way, a little more space. All right. So your leaf is going to cup right in this corner, right in that bottom corner. So you're going to want to do that first. Like as close to that corner as you can get it. Wrap it around the back. Just with my finger. Okay? Just like that. And then this portion, so I don't want to cover my hole like this. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't want to. So I slid this over so it would be on top of my mushroom without like hanging over these edges too much. And you can guide this around the back, but I want to make sure that this stays in that cubby there. I'm going to fold that around the back and angle it toward my hole, my mushroom blank hole. I might be able to shift that over just a tiny bit with my beetle. Let's see here. Stick your beetle through your mushroom blank hole and your spring leaves hole. That way you can ensure that you can still get a jump ring through there. That looks good. It's not being covered up too much on one side or the other. Squish these down. And then I'm going to take this and just ever so slightly bang it with the hammer. Get it nice and close. Same with this back piece. Beautiful. And then you're going to take a JR40. Open that. String that through your blank hole and your spring leaves hole. I might need to bring my bead all back out. Oh, nope, we're good. Make that straight. And then you have your mushroom earrings there. Do your F20 wrap with your Rivoli for that portion. And I thought I had another F20 here, but that's okay. If you need to know how to wrap that, we wrapped that on the earrings before this. And then direct connection from F20 to ERV026. So that worked out super good. And see how that red's not super vibrant, but it's noticeable. Love it. Finished. Pendant. Very cute. And then also can be necklace. Oh, there's an F20 here. We'll do this here. Like that. That. These. And this could also be a necklace earring set. Here we go. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. I'm almost 66. Not a chance that I will ever remotely like red or that owl. You just need to open your mind a little bit. We'll get some more ideas in there for you, Pegs. I'm gonna find a way to make you, at least in one design, appreciate that copper owl and the red color. I will find something. Have you ever thought about adding bent nose pliers to your tools for sale? So I was looking at a few different tools that I might suggest that we add eventually. But that's more of a question for Jean. Maybe Jean can answer that for you, Janet. All right. Are you ready for a trivia, Uncle Doug? Okay. Bringing Uncle Doug back on.
Put me back
Hello.
up. This is our last trivia.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is another earring kit. This is the same as the other one, but this one's like topazzy colors. You'll put all these little beads on these head pins, create wrapped loops, attach them to the roped jump ring, and then add your ER40 ear wires. Here we go.
So cute.
Yes, very.
That's is that an ER45 in there?
ER40.
40. What's the
Yep.
difference between that and the 45?
The ER45 has a larger loop and it's more rounded. ER40
Has a
has a
larger
smaller
what?
loop. Has a larger loop versus the ER40,
Okay.
which is a smaller loop.
Well, I'm just going from a picture. So.
Yeah.
All right, here's the question for our history buffs. Sending out now. In what year was the Magna Carta signed? In what year was the Magna Carta signed?
Janet, no way.
Everybody's getting their copy pastes ready.
Janet said, my daughter is scared of owls. I didn't know it and kept buying her owls. She finally asked me to stop. I love owls. I think they're so pretty. Owls, hawks, eagles, like big birds. Oh, I love birds like that.
Okay, come clean, Kat. Was that a Google answer, or did you just know that because you're sharp in history? Kat Koseja over Kosea, right? Kosea. No,
Yeah, I think so.
last time.
Good job, Kat.
I think those QDM Quilting Dog Mom was just behind her with the 1215.
Sally said, I just placed my order. I will have to watch the live later. Have a great time, everyone. No, people on Facebook can't see her comment until I pop it up. So
No.
everybody tell Sally bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. Good job, Kat. Kat over on YouTube. And Uncle Doug will have your doodle here in a moment. And then we'll get into these earrings. Then we'll do the big loop giveaway. And then we'll do the look. and then send you off.
Cat's like, I'll never tell. You should put her little thing up on you from YouTube. That's funny. I'll never tell. I probably should wait a little bit longer before pasting the question in.
What magician tells people their secrets?
Uh,
Right? That's
well, I
so
mean,
fun.
it's legitimate that people actually have a physical knowledge of this. They're really good at it.
Yeah.
So let me see. Well, let's give her this one.
Okay.
She's
I'm
got
gonna
like,
run and grab a pop while you're doing that quick.
you better be really fast.
Oh, everybody can still hear me.
Oh, that's right. You got
Yep.
your cute buds in.
Love it. Oh, it's been amazing having these things.
Hey, Cat. This is for you here today. Looks a little cheeky hatching.
Ooh, so cute.
This is the time of year when we normally buy them, but we're kind of we still got a flock that's doing pretty well.
They're at
All,
Tyson's now, all the chicks are.
yeah, I know. Every time we go over, Nancy's like, "Let's go buy the chicks." I said, "No, we're not going to buy chicks."
No,
Oh,
just go buy the chicks. You don't have to
I
buy the
know
chicks.
that. I know, but going by the chicks means we might be going to buy the chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of trying to go through this flock. I'm not crazy about the ones we had. The birds are great. They're obedient and everything. They're really good. And the roosters, he's not a vicious one like we usually
Docile.
get. But I'm just the small eggs is just annoying.
Yeah, you need to get those Rhode Island Reds and those
Yeah, that's what I
brats.
want to do. See, also with the Rhode Island Reds, I incubate them. So I
Oh
can,
yeah.
yeah, I incubate them and I have a new flock. And so,
Right.
or we are also going to think of letting them organically just incubate and
Mm-hmm.
let happen what happens,
Yeah,
and
for
see how
sure.
that goes. But I love the size of those big brown Rhode Island red eggs.
Me too.
Miss them. We have
For
I think we have a couple, but not like we used to have. So next year
sure.
maybe we'll refresh the flock.
Cool beans. We'll see you when you get over here.
See ya.
Okie dokie. Artichoke. Good job, cat. Obedient chickens. Hmm. Oh, funny, funny. Funny, funny. We had a couple. We've had some really good roosters and we've had some really not good roosters. Lung Cluck Silver was the meanest rooster. And then Big Red, I think, was our nicest rooster.
If I dare say how
Probably not. We might have some animal lovers on here. Make sure PETA's not watching. Yeah. Well, no, but did you eat it or did you not eat it? I think that's the biggest thing, though. You know, feed them to the dogs. Yeah. Yeah. Just let them survive. Let them free roam. Yeah. I like that. That's a better one. All right. So speaking of the AirPods, it was funny because Gene and I we were on a conference call and I could leave my office but still hear her and talk to her as I was going to grab products. So I use these not just for the lives. I use them for like every just day-to-day things. But they're great for that too. All right, these earrings, they're stunners. Just look at the way that these waved bars are reflecting. Just by sitting there, they're absolutely stunning. I'm a big fan of these copper verdigris plated compasses. We have some good stuff to go through, and these should go by pretty quickly as well. So, these earrings do come in a complete earring kit. So, everything that you need to make these earrings comes in this kit: ear wires, jump rings, the compass, the crystals, the wave bars. All of it comes in this kit, 22 pieces for $22, cart 118. So if you want to make exactly what you see here, grab the kit. Otherwise, we do have the bulk pack offerings. So we're going to bring up the compass pack first. I was okay. Yep, there it is. I was like, there's a compass over here somewhere. This is the copper verdigris plated compass. It is pewter based. So this is the front. I just love the weathered look of this. And then the back. So you're gonna get 2 of those in the kits. Otherwise, you can get 5 pieces for $20 in a bulk pack, cart 119. Me too, Lynn. I love these. I love them, love them. You're going to get 6 of the waved bars. These are solid brass. So they have these little holes here already at the top, which I thought was a unique look to add to these. So instead of, splitting these and then using the tops and the bottoms, I used all the tops for these earrings, and then you can use all the bottoms for something else. But I love the way that these caps looked when just the bottom portion was painted, because then they look like they're crimps. And I really, really liked that. So we cut these down and we'll get into that. So you'll get 6 of those in the earring kit. Otherwise, you can get a bulk pack of them, 16 pieces for $20 for the waved bar, which I have used these a few times. I think I've made them in a necklace, like a barred necklace that was shaped like this, kind of, in a way, which was really, really cool. And then the chain fell down like that, and then I used these in, I think, some 4th of July earrings, and I also used them in some Northern Light earrings. So I have used these a few times as well. I'm not sure if the Northern Light earrings are on the live shop, just because I think that was for a stash class when I did those, but you'll want to grab these waved bars for sure. These are the 2 bulk packs that you're going to want in the case that you don't get the kit, because you can add your own jump rings and your own ear wire. That the crystals do come in the kit. So if you want these little flat fat crystals and you don't have them, get the kit. Otherwise, you can find another crystal pack with those in them on vintageliveshop.com. But let's get into these. We're going to paint our compass first. We're going to use that same copper and black mixture. Let's shake these up. I'm gonna bring this silicone mat back out so you guys can see it one more time, it being mixed together. Let me make this. I'm gonna make a little section of this mat a little bit smaller here so I can fit it on the screen with you guys. Okay. Doink doink. I'm gonna pull 3 of these because I'm gonna do one of the. There you go. Okay. Put down our antique copper first, or metallic copper. I meant to say metallic copper or dragon eye. Black. Bristle brush. Bristle brush. I've been using the same bristle brush for this whole live, and I'm just a big fan of the small little bristle, not the artist ones, but the flat bristle brushes. A big fan. Mix those like a nice darky toned bronze color. So pretty. It's kind of hard to see what that color actually looks like on the screen here. But I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. So I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna avoid the center because that's where my crystal's gonna go. But I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna paint these. I'm gonna scoot this up a little bit. I'm gonna paint these little triangles coming off the compass here. Make them a little bit more vibrant. all the way to a point. All the way around. I really love this color, by the way. Big fan of this color. Oop, I went out of the lines a little bit on that one. That's okay. Just stretch it out a little bit bigger. Get it a little more uniform. My hands are really shaky though, so those straight lines are a little hard for me sometimes. Okay, that looks pretty good for the center there. It'll look better once I have that crystal over top. And then I'm gonna take a light brushing around the outside circle. All the way around. Ugh. Man, Ains, I know how you feel when you're kinking your neck from one side or the other. Okay. That seems pretty okay for that. And then I'm gonna dab just a little bit of that off. Just tiny bit. Just around the outside. Just to pick up any of that extra like thick stuff that I don't want on there. Okay. Heat gun. All right, Peggy. We're thinking of you and your daughter. May you uplift her spirits. Which I'm sure you'll have no problem doing because you're just a joy to be around in general. Even just being across the screen. We love you, Peggy. Okay. Now, you need to hole punch. Pewter is easy to hole punch through. So at the points here, these 3 points are where I did my 3 holes. So I'm going to punch right on the south mark. And then this one's north up here. So this is south. I'm going to go over to this little point and punch. And then go into the other point and punch. I love it when you have pieces like this that you can see where it would match up and you can punch in the same spot every time. Okay, add a little bit of glue for your chaton. I use Loctite, liquid Loctite. And I dump a silicone brush in the bottle, and then I act as if it's like a paint in a way. Take my tweezers and put a nice fat crystal there in the center. Nice flat back. Press down so it adheres. And then I have a little bit of overspill, so I'm gonna take my tweezers and I'm gonna scoop that up and kind of spread it out so it doesn't look like it's gunked there. Loctite dries clear, which is super nice. All right, so we're there with our crystal glued in, and then for these, I hung them first and then I cut them. I find that was the easiest for me to do. You can line them up like this a little bit because there is that dip because it is a circle. So this piece is going to be maybe a little bit longer than these other 2 pieces, so on and so forth. I'm gonna grab some jump rings here. And this is, I originally was going to keep these And I want to make sure that my bars are facing the same direction. So this one's got to flip and this one's got to flip. I originally was going to keep these bars their original length, but when I put them on the scale, they were too heavy. By the time I cut them and got everything shaved down a little bit, they were the perfect weight. So I think they were landing around 6 grams with them cut. They're running closer to 8 without them cut. String each of these on using those tiny jump rings from the Tiny Jump Ring sampler pack. Get one more of those on. And I also painted these while they were on the piece. So just know that you don't have to pre-paint, but it does sometimes make things easier. So this is I'm getting another call. Hold on. Oh boy. Let's see if I can get this. Ian knows not to call me on Wednesdays because I'm in a live, but maybe he forgot that it's Wednesday. Okay. Now I know how to get it back if it does that. So that time was a lot quicker. Thank goodness. Okay. So for these, I can. He just texted me. He goes, "My bad." He knows. As soon as I hung up. Oh, she's in a live. Okay. So I went down. So if you want these about the same length to know that they come into weight, I'm gonna go divot to divot. So 1 divot, 2 divot, 3 divot, 4 divot, 5 divots. So on the 6th divot is where you're gonna make your cut. Ooh. See, and this is another reason why those infinity jump rings are amazing. And I'm going to switch those. I'm going to put an infinity one on this one and see how it does. All right, so 6th divot. So I'm going to make sure that these are facing all the right way. Yes. I'm going to run my fingers down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cut on the 6th divot. And then you can save this piece, hammer it out, add a hole punch, and use this for something else. So we're 6 divots down on one side. So I know I'm going to do that on the other side. So 1 divot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divot. All right, this is my 6th divot. Here we go. All right, and do the same thing on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. Beautiful. And then I'm going to take, which I could have left this one, this middle one, a little bit longer on here. Which maybe I would just, let me go up a divot on each of these. Okay. On the 2 outside ones, I went up a divot and then left that middle divot there. Normal. You're going to come in with your file. I rounded out all of these so they wouldn't be sharp or pokey. And you run your finger just to make sure, especially because these are going to be by someone's ear and neck and face, and you just want to make sure that people aren't going to get poked or prodded. Nice. A little bit more on that one. Okay, and then third one. And that's looking pretty good. Okay. And you're going to take that same mixture, that copper and that metallic copper and that black paint. Let's see if it, I think mine might all be dried up here. Yeah, I have to mix a little bit more. All right, put that down. A little bit of black. I know you can't see my paint. You already seen me mix it, so I'm just doing it up top here. Hopefully this is going to be the same color. Yeah, that's pretty close. All right. And come in. I did not punch the crimp looking part at the top. We're gonna go all the way down. It's Ian's dad's birthday today, so I think we're gonna go out to dinner with him a little bit later tonight. Assuming that's probably what Ian was calling me about, was telling me like, oh, this is what time we're doing dinner. Okay. Those look great. Speaking of dinner, my belly's starting to rumble a little bit. I'm curious what John wants to eat for dinner, for his birthday dinner. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Can paint the backs of these as well, which I think I did do on these ones. Yeah, I did. But you guys know how to do that, so I'm only gonna paint the fronts for ya. And then we're gonna use, so in the kit you'll get these. Maybe I'll send 2 of the infinity rings in this kit too, just in case you want to use those. But you will get all those jump rings. And then let me put an infinity ring on this, on the top of this one. I'll close that up. And then I'm gonna put that on an ear wire. Actually, no. I mean, yeah, I will. I'll put it on an ear wire first, and then I'll take it off and then show you guys what it would look like as your necklace too. And you know, if it was a necklace, you wouldn't have to cut down those bars, and you could do short bars for the earrings and long bars for a necklace if you wanted to. So this is with that infinity ring up there instead of the two jump rings here. Cute. I'm liking that infinity ring though. I'm going to be using that a little bit more often. Probably way more often. So definitely grab a pack of those for sure. But that is the last little demo I had for you guys. I think we have our big loot giveaway to do. I'm sure Uncle Doug's working on those YouTube names for me. And then we'll get into that. So I'll show you guys the big loot giveaway here in a moment. I just want to make sure that I have all these old names out of here. Ugh. in preparation for when we're grabbing those. Take that bar pack off. Just scoot these off to the side and bring that big loot giveaway up. And then I'll bring Uncle Doug up here. Boom, boom. Okay. Here is the big loot giveaway. Bring some of these over a little bit. There you go. That's cute. All right. Let me grab Uncle Doug here. Welcome back.
Hello.
We're gonna get ready for this big loot giveaway. You guys know the drill. You love react to the live demo for a chance to win. We'll put all the love reactions and the people on YouTube, as long as you know, if we know who you are, then you don't have to put your first and last name. But if you have a funky username, put your first and last name if you want to be included in the big loot giveaway. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure you get your love reactions in. Get lots of loves and likes and all that fun jazz. Then we'll do the look and then I'll send you on your way. Let me refresh my screen though so I can get these names also in here. Bring up Tames. What did I think Jean said that the theme for Friday is like White Swan, I think. A White Swan theme.
White Swan.
Is that what she said? Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Facebook post has.
Sure. All right. Uncle Doug's Teams is loading here. Man, we're looking a little low on not only loves, but likes too. Make sure you like and love. Like, love, share. Interact with us. Okay, we have Kat, Melissa, Sally, MB Powell, and Mustang73 from YouTube. I'm liking your username, Mustang73. You'll have to come to Wings and Wheels this year in September. Ooh. Okay, so that worked there. Let me refresh my Facebook one more time and then we'll get you guys going. All right, you have a 1 in 20 chance for Facebook, and then there was only a couple from YouTube. So you have like a 1 in 25 chance for the big loot giveaway. Remember, you can only win it once every 6 months. So we want to give everybody a chance. All right, I'm going to sort this. Make sure that we don't have any duplicates for those ones that think they're going to get an extra inning, but usually we don't.
Yeah, you sort them first, right?
Yep, I always sort them just to make sure I don't have duplicates between Facebook and YouTube, because I know there's a lot of ladies that like to switch back and forth. All right, here we go. Let's go full screen. Uncle Doug's going to let us know if we need to spin again. But look at all that gorgeous stuff that you can get in your order. You make a bunch of stuff, sell a bunch of stuff, and buy more vintage. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I used the same background as last week. Ooh.
Okay.
Has Kat won a big loot giveaway?
I don't know, but she's got a double win today if she didn't.
Let's see.
Let's see what she says. That would be the funny thing.
Be like, I haven't won yet. Oh, but we have you down on January 28th or something.
Let's see what Kat says. Kat, have you won in the last 6 months?
Is she still on?
We're checking. How about checking an honesty factor here?
Okay, bye, MB Powell. She said she has to go, but she's definitely watching the replay.
Never won a big loot. Okay, she's telling the truth.
Oh, it's Kat's first big loot.
That means
Love
she's
it.
got double doodle too.
That means she for sure has to place an order so she can get her big loot giveaway, her trivia. Now you're gonna see double of me. And get them both sent to her. So she's for sure gonna have to place an order for these. Oh, now my thing is frozen on half my face. There it goes. Oh, go back. Congratulations, Cat.
Okay, just a little greenery for Cat. Just a little bit of greenery here, Corey.
Oh, you have to let me put you a little bit bigger screen.
Oh, well, that's fine, yeah. Just a little
Oh, cute.
greenery.
Let me put a little thing in here. Winna, cat. Ooh, the way I have to nearly choke myself out to reach the keyboard here is crazy. I know you guys can't see me, but all right. Congratulations, cat. Make sure you get your applause. Woohoo! Uncle Doug's big applause in for ya.
Yeah, we got a legitimate, real applause there, too.
Heck yeah. All right, we'll see you over here, Uncle Doug.
All right.
Amazing. What's a great loot for you, cat? Excited. I'm gonna get you guys flipped around here. We're gonna do our look quick, show you what everything looks like on. And then I'll see if I can find Jean's comment about Friday. Okay. Ugh.
Sound like me.
Ugh. Yeah, that's like the sound I make every time I get out of bed in the morning.
That's me.
Okay.
And that's the louder you are standing, the louder you are.
Oh man, don't even. There was a couple of people that used to work here that were also. Yep. And I'm like, I want you to sound a little happy. Little bit of a better mood. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sounds good. You want to stick around or do you want to head out? Okay. Everybody.
I hope everything looks beautiful on Corey today.
I hope so.
Leave those compass earrings because those.
Does Aunt Nancy want some? Because just bring these home with you now. And then I'll make my other one to match this one. You're welcome. She's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. No problem. Just take it. I wish I could say that to everybody. Like, just have it. Here you go. I want to gift this to you. Yes, it does. For sure. Yeah, I'm one of those that like if I don't have to charge a whole lot, I'm not charging a whole lot, if anything at all. Like for my car group, for the vinyl work that I do, like the Black Plate Society banners and stuff, I'm like, I'll just give it to you. You don't have to buy it. I should start like charging for cost at least, but that's just one of those things. I'm just like one of those people, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. All right. We're getting this nice, beautiful necklace on here. I'll show you what it looks like long on a normal crew neck, and then we'll go a little bit shorter. I don't know if I have a nah. I was gonna say I don't know if I have a tank top underneath here because sometimes I'll just like take the crew neck off and do the tank top or whatever, but yeah, that's so pretty. A lot of my necklaces that I choose to do are going to be choker length, but I know that not everybody's into that length, so I thought showing it longer would be better too, because you can always shorten it, but you can't always add length to it unless you're like attaching some like an extra blank bracelet or something to the end of it. But I really love this. That's stunning. And then we'll do the other necklace here. with our double bar chain. Make sure I'm not tangled here. This is our green girl necklace with the bee and the bar chain. This is the green girl. Yes, I know my time is valuable. That's why I wish like the barter and trade system was just like still a thing, because I would much rather, so my love language is service. I would much rather like trade something than make somebody buy something. That double bar chain is really catching. I'm loving that. Beautiful. All right. And pull these off, or this off. Oh, there we go. And then this is the green version that I haven't assembled all the way. Ooh, that one's a little hard to see. We're gonna have to put this puppy on. Oh, this is my little tricks. I don't know where my little hanger's at, or my helper. My bracelet helper. So I will just sit here with the focal pressed up against my chin. And usually I'm able to catch that jump ring. Hold on. I found it. I'm also one that likes to do super tight bracelets. So sometimes it's a little harder for me to get them on. This is like one of those where I'd be like, Ian, can you put this on for me? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to hold it like this with my bracelet helper. It won't be all the way clasped, but let me stand up here so you guys can see it. This is the side. So I'm using my bracelet helper to keep it together right now, but let me bring it back this way. So you have your riveles on the outside, and then your clasp stuff in the back, and then your really pretty bee bracelet focal there. Ugh, I need to scoot this way more, so when I stand up, it's more in the middle. There we go. Thanks, Rosie. All right, that was bracelet. Did the necklaces. Now we're gonna do the earrings quick, and then you guys will. I don't know if I'll be able to find Vintage's comment about the white swan for Friday. Yeah, no. I think she commented that a little bit early, so it was. Oh, I was gonna switch that AirPod, but we'll just hold it up. So those compass earrings. Big fan. Super pretty. Love, 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 love. And then has like a necklace there. Also very pretty. These are the mushroom earrings. These are gonna have to come home with me too. The mushroom earrings and the compass earrings. I just love those. I love those so much. And then we have our Monstera earrings, which I think is the last 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that's the last one. These are the Monstera earrings with that iridescent gold on there that's reflecting. You can see that like the gold and the rivoli, and then the iridescent gold, like on the Monstera leaf. Yeah. Ooh, baby, baby. Okay. That's all I have for you ladies. Looks like we're right on time, just before 3 o'clock, not running super late. Uncle Doug's over there waving. He's saying bye. Do you want to come back on again? Hold on. Let me just bring Uncle Doug back on quick. so we can say bye at the same time. Because he didn't end up leaving like I thought he was gonna.
Yeah, I didn't end up leaving it. Something got distracting me.
Uh-oh.
I was distracted.
Uh-oh. No problem.
I
All
got
right.
distracted, but hey, it's okay.
Yeah. Not bad. So Jean and Ainsley will be doing a white swan theme on Friday, which I'm pretty excited to see what they have put together for that. Peggy said we need to do a black swan theme. We had this earring up there. There we go. And show you guys everything while we say bye-bye. So it's nice to look at. Otherwise, I think Jean might have, I think she said she was going to post the master class schedule here soon for this month, but that should be posted soon if it hasn't already. We can't get those tiny hammers, so we're going to continue sourcing those. I have a few orders out for some jump rings that have been out of stock and some other things that'll be coming back into stock here soon, some wire as well. Trying to think if there's anything else, but I don't think so. I think that's all I have for you guys, and I have to call 2 people back now. So, anywho, enjoy the rest of your week. Because I'm not going to say weekend like I did last
I'm
week.
gonna catch you.
I know, I was thinking about it. Like, don't say weekend, just say week. And we will see you guys Friday.